This new project is a Greek scene in a village. We're going to simplify it, and we're going to change the background into a very simple sea and sky, and then we'll start working on the house. So let's start with the background. The canvas has been primed in burnt umber, a wash of burnt umber. This is titanium white right now, right here, and cerulean blue. This is what we're going to use for the sky. Simple. And the sea as well. White, cerulean, blue. Push it in where the tree is going to be. So we're making the tree is going to overlap with the sky. So you see where the tree is? Push the sky in so we can overlap the tree. Or what you could do is paint all of this area all along to here with blue, and then you put the sky over it. It's up to you. Usually, personally, I like to paint to keep where the tree is, and just for me to take advantage of the burnt umber I have as a background. And then this way I don't have to put a darker color where the tree is. It's almost like negative painting, so I'm painting the background to show the tree. This is going to need another layer, of course. We'll put some white clouds as well. Okay, let's let this layer dry so we can put another one. I'm going to pause a bit. Okay. Second layer, same, white, blue, cerulean blue, some white. I can see in the reference that the sky on right here is somehow kind of not a dark blue, but darker, like a blue, because I'll show you in a minute why I'm saying this, because we're going to start adding some clouds, so we're going to add more white. Okay, with the corner of my brush, or not really a corner, it's flat, because the blue is wet, the sky. When I add the white for the clouds, I can blend it softly. And I'm going to push or pull all of this kind of whitish color. It's not white it's white, but it has a tiny bit of blue in it. Okay. Now I'm going to take more of the blue, mix it with the mixture that I have of white and blue, and then we're going to put the sea. And let it dry. Okay. Or what we can do is take now at this point a small round brush, and then pick some of this light blue and just add this light blue in the sea. Just to give it some movement. Sea is not the focal point, it's a background, but it'd be nice to put some movement in it. All right, now, since I have this round brush, I'm just cleaning up where the sky is between the branches, just adding a little bit more blue in there. Okay. Softening the clouds a bit. They look a bit too strong. Just a bit. Not like a glaze. So it depends on how the clouds look like. If they're overwhelmingly white, you want to just kind of soften them a bit. All right. All right, we're not gonna see a lot of the stuff that I'm working on right now, because once we start adding the trees and the house and all of the stuff, you're not gonna see. Now we see it more because it's the only thing we're looking at. All right, I'm gonna pause. Okay, so now we're going to work on the house. I have here yellow ochre, burnt sienna, Naples yellow, and ultramarine violet. We're going to start with yellow ochre. And we don't have to put anything in there. Like if I start painting here, I don't need to put anything in that. Just yellow ochre. I think I put too much water in here. So let's take that and add more.
You always add a little water to your paint, Leah.
Pardon?
Do you always add a little layer or a little bit of water to your paint?
Well, if my brush is dry, I just dip my brush in a bit of water. But this is too much. This is too much. I'd rather not. This is better. See the difference between this one and this one?
Yeah.
This part and this part.
Too watery.
Yeah. But it's okay because I'm going to put Naples yellow over this one here, so it doesn't matter. Now, let's do this. We're preparing the base color, although we are going to put Naples yellow over it, but what we're going to do is when we put the Naples yellow over it, we are going to leave some areas where you see the yellow ochre. And over here. I mean, we could use just Naples yellow over this one here, but I'd rather we don't. Now, let's put some here too, on this side. So that's yellow ochre. And really, it doesn't matter in what direction you're putting your brush stroke. Okay, so now, when I get closer to the trees, I'm going to start adding ultramarine violet into my yellow ochre, right there, to give the impression of shadows. Yep, awesome. There we go. So we're preparing the house or the walls for the next step, which is the highlights. All right, and now ultramarine violet, yellow ochre, and we're going to put it. Now it depends on if you're putting this ledge windowsill or no. If you don't, that's fine. Don't worry about this. Putting more ultramarine violets underneath, right here. That's yellow ochre and ultramarine violet. And once I start going down, I'm going to take a bit of in the corner of my brush with yellow ochre, burnt sienna. And I usually go over any kind of, not go over it completely, foliage. So, because I know I'm going to put the green over the wall after. All right, let's leave it like that for now. And then let's do the other side of the wall. Let's take again, let's do this part here. And I'm going to extend this part over here as well. I'll put trees. I'll put some green over it. I know there's like a sky thing, but I'm just going to extend it. And let's do that same on this side. And what we're going to do is there would be, this is all green. It's going to be all green eventually over this wall. But for now, once we go to this side here, we're going to put a bit of ultramarine violet. Because I'll tell you why. We need to make this darker, this part here, because this part is away from us. If we highlight it and make it lighter, we're going to bring it forward. So we don't want to bring it forward. We want to keep it further away. So that's why I'm adding purple to push this wall further away from us. Now we're going to bring it down here. There will be a bit of burnt sienna. Down at the bottom. But we don't have to worry about the whole thing right now because we're not highlighting yet. Just burnt sienna, a little bit of burnt sienna with yellow ochre, not just by itself. And then yellow ochre here.
You're a little bit off the screen at the bottom.
Sorry, there we go. Sorry, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes. Okay, awesome. All right. A little bit of burnt sienna. I'm gonna let it dry. We'll come back to it and then we'll start highlighting. So for now, that's good enough. All right, I'm gonna pause for a minute. Okay, so now we're going to start highlighting this area here. So I'm going to take Naples yellow and let's take a tiny bit of yellow ochre in it. And with the corner of my brush, I'm going to add white as well. This is the highest part, so it will have more light on it. And I'm going to take that. A little more of the yellow ochre. Now we're going to put some foliage right here, some green. So we don't have to, the green we're going to put in there is closer to us. So we can, it's not on the house. So we can push this out. to this side. I'm going to take a bit of ultramarine violet and give the wall a little bit of kind of a muted tone, a bit. I'm toning down the color a bit. This is looking really, really light on the camera. It will dry darker. Now, I am not concerned about this part. So whatever happens here doesn't matter because I'm going to have some trees over this. But I would like to make sure that this part is good. I can't touch it because I need to put another layer. I'm not going to touch it right now. We're going to come down to this part. I'm going to change my brush, take a smaller one so I can control my brush strokes. I don't want a flat color all the way. I'm going to take white, put it in Naples yellow. And also ultramarine violet. This will tone down the color, the white I'm putting in there, or kind of a light yellow. Okay. You know where, see where the tree is? The tree is going to be here. I'm leaving some shadows down here. I'm not shadow of the tree. I'm not taking my color all the way up. Let's take a bit of ultramarine violet on the brush. Just add some ultramarine violet in here. Just a dab a couple of ultramarine violet. This wall is not, it is light and it is light, a light color, but it's not 100% freshly painted. So it will have a bit of imperfection. Okay, again, I'm going to pull a bit of ultramarine violet on my brush and just put a couple of brush strokes here and there to give it that weathered look. Now, I'm going to do the same over here. You see, even in the reference, you can't really see that this is a corner because of the light, but you can see it a bit. There's not a, you don't see a line, but you see the difference in the highlights. It's lighter on this side and darker on this side, so that will give you the illusion or it's not an illusion. It will show you where the wall stops. Okay, down. So I'm going now again, tree right here, higher, and go down here. And then the more I go in, the darker I'm going to make it using ultramarine violet. Otherwise, I'm pushing the wall forward if I don't. And now I'm going to start adding a bit of yellow ochre in here and in here, because we extended the wall. I extended the wall when I changed the style. I changed from the reference. It's not like the same like the reference anymore. Take a tiny bit of burnt sienna. I think we need to go darker. Ultramarine violet and burnt sienna is a good combination to make your burnt sienna darker. Ultramarine violet and burnt sienna. See how it turns darker. Let's go back to this strong color, white or light color that we had before, and let's continue. Trying, if my brush goes, if my brush becomes dry, I'm tipping just the tip of the brush in water, not the whole brush. Okay, again, let's take a bit of burnt sienna and Naples yellow, ultramarine violet. That will give me more like a toned down brown color. Not brown, but toned down color. Ultramarine violet is awesome because it doesn't muddy your color, but it makes it darker. I need a little bit of this ultramarine violet with Naples yellow and white for here. And some yellow ochre. Because I'm transitioning. I'm going to transition to this here to the yellow ochre. So I'm preparing this side of the wall. Should match kind of the other side, but okay, let's clean my brush now. So if it looks messy, that's okay, as long as it doesn't look muddy. So with ultramarine violet and these colors, there's no risk of having a mud color. I'm going to go back and start working on this part, but if you want some time, you want me to stop, pause? Or are you okay?
I'm okay.
Now we did add this, it wasn't there. I did, I added this part, it wasn't there. So what I'm going to do is continue, but not with the light color all over. I'm going to add a bit of that light color on this side, but not as much as before. Yellow ochre and Naples yellow, bit of white, and ultramarine violet. A little bit darker. Now because I'm adding, sorry, I'm just going to adjust this, but because I'm adding highlights now, you see the dark in here, that's where the shadows are, that's too dark. So I'm going to adjust adjust the value of the shadow as well in a minute. I'm just going to go over this one here one more time. Second color is much better, second layer, beautiful, beautiful gold color. And I'm going to take again a little bit of white and then just kind of give it kind of a bit of a highlight in here, this part here. I'm going to pause for 1 minute and I'll come back. Okay, let's continue. Let's work on this side. I'm taking, this is yellow ochre, Naples yellow, a bit of the ultramarine violet to tone down the colors a bit, especially when you add light colors like Naples yellow. All right, let's do this. I'm leaving where the lantern is I'm giving it some shadows in there. Okay, and then, all right, and then yellow ochre. Actually, let's add some burnt sienna, yellow ochre, and ultramarine violet. Okay. Oh, that's better. Way better. Excellent. I should wait for it to dry because this should be done more like a glaze on top. So layers on top of layers, we glaze. Then it will look much, much better. So I should really stop playing with this right here. Just put the first layer, whatever I need to do here. And if I want to go over this later on, I should go over it with glaze. I'm giving this wall here a bit of color, but also toning it down because it's at the edge of the canvas. So all of these colors need to be adjusted eventually because acrylic dries harsh and it dries different than what you know, when you apply it. So if it needs to be adjusted, we will adjust the colors eventually. Again, if I want to put a darker kind of reddish color, I'm mixing yellow ochre, burnt sienna, ultramarine violet, and that will make my color darker, more earthy. Right, over here, I'm going to redo this a bit because it's dry, and it's drying a bit, again, harsh. So Naples yellow, white, and ultramarine violet. And let's kind of give this wall a bit of kind of a, you know, a nicer finish.
That looks really good.
Mm.
I'm going to do this project during the summer too, along with that other one.
That's nice. Good.
I just sent you a picture of my project for some guidance.
Sure.
When you get a chance.
Sure, no problem.
Almost done, I think. I'm thinking it looks okay.
I'll have a look at it.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we? Okay, so let's put a bit of more white in here, and then do this wall as well, just to give it more of a kind of distinction between the side wall and the one that's facing us, the facade one. All right. Now, two ways of adding a glaze. We could use clear gesso to add glaze, or we could just use a bit of water. Both of them are fine. I'm going to take another brush, same, my brushes are all the same. It's a flat or a bright. This is a glaze. Needs a bit of yellow ochre. Let's add a tiny bit of yellow ochre in here. So this is too white. Bring in darker color. It's just way too white. Okay. So I'm using flat, flat, flat brush, but then I turn my brush around and I use the corner of the brush. I'm going to take more of the yellow ochre, put it in that mixture that I'm using right now, which is Naples yellow and ultramarine, Naples yellow, ultramarine violet, and it's like a glaze. And I'm going to put yellow ochre in it. It's a glaze. It's still a glaze. It has a bit of lighter color in it, but it should be a kind of a glaze. When you glaze, it's not harsh, it's not strong, so it's easy to control. And then all of these yellow ochre that I'm putting in here originally, they have some kind of a different values in there. They're not flat. They have some patina in there, some lights and darks, and you can see it. It's not flat. It's not just one color. And I'm just gonna kind of soften into this. Soften a bit here. The more layers you put, the nicer it looks. So usually what I do is I put the initial kind of couple of layers and then I glaze over. Again, I'm going to take a little bit of, let's take a bit of white in here. Same colors. And let's add maybe a little bit of glaze in here. Just to make it look interesting. Now I mentioned that this is dark and this is too dark, and it is. So I'm going to take ultramarine violet, put it in this mixture. This is a lighter mixture, so it's made of, and it's a glaze. It's made of Naples yellow, a bit of yellow ochre, and ultramarine violet with a bit of white. And I'm going to put it here, but it's a glaze, okay? Meaning that when it dries, it's going to dry darker. But it won't be that strong, harsh color that it's like a brownish. That's much better. Much better as far as shadow color. It has purple in it, and it's not strong, it's not overwhelming. It's perfect. And if I want to extend it over this wall, the yellow wall, see how beautiful it looks? Over this wall that is lighter colored. Because first of all, it is a soft, transparent purple. It has yellow in it. It's perfect. There. Once we put the tree on top, the greens, we're not going to see a lot of this, but it will be there. Some green is going to be over this here. So I think we're good for today. Just put a bit of purple in here. And ultramarine violet is it's a transparent color. So it's perfect for glazing and for adding that beautiful fresh. It looks fresh when you add it, when you put it on top. It doesn't muddy the colors, the other colors. It makes the color look, it tones it down, makes it earthy. Or if I want to show more of a shadow, soft shadow, it's there, but it's not overwhelming. Let's clean up. I'm going to clean up, meaning I'm going to clean up this part. This is where the lantern is. going to be. So I'm adding shadows around the lantern because it will look nicer. And these shadows are ultramarine violet, glaze of ultramarine violet over the yellow. So yellow is opposite purple on the color wheel. So if you want to add some shadows, use these two colors opposite each other. They're perfect. I think I went too dark. I highlighted a bit. Let's take some yellow. See, like my ultramarine violet is too dark right now. It's gonna dry crazy dark. So I'm gonna take Naples yellow, mix it with ultramarine violet. They're opposite each other on the color wheel. And put some water and then go over it, glaze it with a lighter value. I'm softening all this. Okay. From now on, what I'm doing is I'm glazing. Whatever I'm putting on top is a glaze. I can put any color I want. It just kind of play around with these colors. Some Naples yellow with burnt sienna, ultramarine violet, glaze. It's perfect. It's not harsh. It's there. You can see it, but it's not harsh. It doesn't take over. I should put the brush down, otherwise I will never stop. All right, there we go. A little bit more. Maybe here. There. This might look a bit harsh right now, a bit too much right now, but once we start putting the greens around, it will look good. I'm going to extend this highlight down a bit, down here.
How much time do you need to clean up? 10 minutes or that? 4 o'clock. Okay. I'm going to break the second.
So right here, I just extended the highlight. And I'm going to go over with a bit of ultramarine violet without cleaning my brush from the Naples yellow and white. I'm adding ultramarine violet over it because I want to soften the transition between both colors. Now, one more thing to do, and we're good. We're going to add a bit of blue, the blue of the sky. I'm going to take cerulean white, and also tiny bit of ultramarine violet. It's a glaze. It's not heavy. It's not heavy color. It's glaze. I'm going to take this color more on the blue side. Okay, so if you when you put ultramarine violet, make sure that it's on the blue side still, not purple. I mean, if it's purple, it's okay. All right, let's do this. We're going to put glaze of blue.
Nail, I'm going to get going.
All right. Okay,
It's
Deborah.
See you. I gotta work groceries for tomorrow.
Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Keep well.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. Yeah, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Are you hungry?
I really like this blue, kind of bit of blue in there. I'm going to add it down here. I'm not sure if, yeah, I think I can. Yeah. Good. Okay. I'm going to put a layer of just any brown here. I just mixed the yellow ochre and burnt sienna. I'm just going to put it here. And then I'm going to put the blue over it. This blue is a glaze. If I put blue right away without having a layer underneath of this brown, reddish brown, it will connect with the sea. So that's why I'm putting brown first, or ultramarine, not ultramarine, burnt sienna and yellow ochre at the first layer, and then I'm gonna glaze the blue on top. Just like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect.
What was the first layer laying out before you glazed the blue?
Burnt sienna and yellow ochre. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of white in that blue, the glaze, and I'm going to just put this white over here on top. The corner of my brush, I'm pushing the paint down because, again, because I'm glazing, when it dries, when the blue dries, it dries darker because of the color underneath. So I'm just kind of adding a little bit of white in there so we can see it. Glaze. I'm glazing again, blue and white, transparent sheer. I'm going to put some of this blue glaze on this wall also here. It breaks all of these same colors that I have, you know, reds and yellows, and just gives it a much more interesting look. Oh, jeez. All right. All right, I think we're good for today. We did a lot today.